இல்ல நீங்க இங்கதான் பார்க்கணும்.
மூட்டியா
இல்ல இப்ப எடுத்துறேன்.
Hello, good evening. Welcome all of you to this Excel Maths online classes. You are free to ask any doubts or clarification. Regarding any topic in mathematics. Of course, it's better to ask from 8th to 12th grade. That is PU grade. Algebra, probability, anything which you find hard. It's just a one-to-one discussion, having interaction with you. You can come. Almost daily will come at this time, between 6 to 7, if necessary till 7:30, to finish and clarify everything. So you can come, and also you can recommend to your friends and neighbors, your well-wishers. This interaction you will really enjoy. It'll always be lively. Nowadays you find these kind of online classes getting popular because of this pandemic. So and you can subscribe this channel if you find it good. We are uploading videos, watch your videos. And you can tell your friends. Tell your friends. For many of them, maths is supposed to be a complex thing, harder ones. Many have a fear for mathematics. Practically, they say practice makes perfection. If you do it systematically and regularly, you find it more interesting. So, maths is like two extremes. That is, whether it will be more interesting and challenging, or it will be boring and irritating. So it depends upon how you tackle it. The more you work out, as I said, practice makes perfection. You'll enjoy it. And sometimes you can develop more by teaching others also. Teaching others in the sense, first you must become thorough with the concept. There's nothing harm in explaining your friends. You're thorough. Otherwise, you'll be confusing them. So there are a lot of ways of making maths interesting and challenging. Mostly it should be systematic. Systematic in the sense, you must try to work out regularly, almost daily. Not necessarily you must work out for 3 hours, 4 hours, because you've got other subjects also to study. At least if you practice some 30 minutes, if it's a holiday, you can practice for 1 hour or 2 hours. You can work out from your textbook. And especially, it's always better to do what you've done in the class again, because it'll go in a memory more thoroughly. Just listening once or watching once, the grasping power varies. Some of them can understand immediately. As you say, see, all the five fingers are not same. It depends. Some have a good grasping power. Some can understand little late. But whatever it is, the more you concentrate, the more you can understand. The less you concentrate, the less you understand. You become bored. You become, in fact, irritated and whatnot. So, in fact, you can't avoid mathematics till the 10th grade, 10th standard thing, because it's compulsory. So you can't avoid it. At least some of them run away after 10th to like commerce and other arts group. Uh, in fact, I've seen in my 30 years teaching experience, many have switched out to maths after 10th because they work out so well. They say it's more interesting. We like it. Even I advise some students not to take a risk, though they like mathematics, because as you go high in the grade, it becomes tougher, more challenging. So it all depends upon how you take the challenge. Uh, so everything won't be a bed of roses. Certain sums will be hard, certain topics will be hard. Generally, tuitions or online classes or whatever you call it is kept for certain hard topics. All cannot understand all topics. For example, sets is a topic where it's quite easy. In fact, we have made a start with linear equations. Linear equations has got linear equation with one unknown, two unknowns, and three unknowns. We got it. So it comes in mostly from ninth to 12th. Actually, some level of ninth standard of some syllabus will be something like 8th standard. In other words, what they study in ninth for some syllabus, it comes in 8th. So we teach for various state syllabus like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, almost all Indian syllabus you can contact. Plus state syllabus plus central syllabus is CBSE. Apart from it, ICSE. Even you can contact for IGC levels. Because I'm in the field for more than 30 years, and we clarify your doubts. And if you're very particular to learn regularly, and if you want to learn the whole exercise, whole syllabus, the extra sums, and practice more, you can join a Zoom app class where you have regular classes. You can join there. If you want just some doubts, you can come here in this online Excel Maths classes. And we got also a home tuition. Some of them are very particular about home tuitions, like one-to-one basis. If you're in Bangalore East area, like Lingarajapuram, Hennur, in this area, Fraser Town, you can contact us. Benson Town will come and teach you. And regarding these kind of home tuitions, you can take our email address and contact through it. We're happy to respond and correspond with you. And continuing with the linear equations, which we had just uploaded one or two videos, it deals with two variables. Actually, linear equations has got one variable, two variables, and three variables. Three variables is a little higher level, coming in only certain syllabuses. Two variables, it comes in almost all syllabus. You can watch those videos which we have uploaded. And we are given all methodology or all models, we call it, because various syllabus have got various models. What we call Elimination using coefficients. Eliminating the coefficients method. This is a popular type of linear equations. Next one is called a substitution method. The same sum we have done in actually 4 methods now we have shown. Till higher level it is 6 methods you can do the linear equations of 2 variables. To make you to understand well, so we have done substitution method, we have done cross multiplication method. These 3 methods, these videos you can watch in this channel now. Apart from it, if you have any doubts, not with this particular sum, different sums also you can ask. But don't think these are the only models. There are a lot of models, as I told you, models you find in various syllabuses. If you practice well, you can write even some entrances will become easy for you. It depends upon how you practice. Actually, the entrances are much more easier. Only one thing is you must have more practice. It will come automatically. That's the main thing. And after watching this online chat, you can recommend your friends. If they have some doubts, your well-wisher neighbors, we are happy to have a discussion with them. In the long run, if you're very particular, you can join our Zoom app for regular CAT classes. There we teach the whole exercise, extra sums, we do correction, keep a test, and everything to make it thorough. As I told you, this linear equation, once again, I'm continuing. You could watch after this chat. These 2 variables. Generally, variables means unknown letters. To find the value of 2 unknown letters. In algebra, this is a major topic. In other words, in algebra, this is a major one about linear equations. Generally, these unknown letters are called variables. X and Y are the famous variables. Sometimes they give like other alphabets, A and B. It's not very particular. They give only with X and Y. They give A and B. P and Q are also popular. And these kind of sums you can go through and you can work out through it. And also, chapters or exercises based on videos will be uploaded. Actually, we pick up from various syllabuses, central and state syllabuses, from 8th to 10th level, 8th to 12th level. And we pick up generally one sum. For example, we have put 4 models, but some is same sum in this linear simultaneous equations of 2 unknowns. As I told you, there are 4 models we have taught it: elimination of coefficients, substitution method, cross multiplication method, graphical method. And tomorrow also we are uploading 2 more methods coming in higher classes called matrix method and determinant method. But the same sum is done thing. Also the same sum, somehow it's come in statement problems so that you can understand the basic. So based on this one sum, you cannot understand the whole topic. It's like an ocean. The more you practice, at least if you do some 12 to a dozen sums, you get a foothold, you can move on it actually. Many think the problem with many persons, why maths is the problem is, if they understand one sum, they think the whole thing they would understand. That's not the case. Sometimes some sums will be easy. In fact, in my 30 years experience, I've seen people with the, when they see a decimal or a fraction, they're just withdrawing or getting frightened or getting dull. So it's not like that. In fact, when you see a fraction or a decimal, you must take it as a challenge. So many like for example, if the answer they get is some unknown letter value, x is equal to some 12 or 10, like that, they're happy. If they get a fraction, they get confused. They themselves have a doubt whether we have worked out the sum correctly. I've gone for some corrections, exam corrections. I still remember they get the answer x is equal to off or x is equal to 0.3. The answer is correct, but still they have a doubt because of the fraction whether they are correct. So many students, they developed a kind of fear or kind of doubt by themselves because of lack of confidence. It's not necessary that always the answer should be a full number. Fractions will come, decimals will come, square roots will come, and whatnot. So as you go high in the ladder, or it depends upon syllabuses. Nowadays, even all syllabuses are tougher. There's no case like this syllabus is easy, that syllabus is stronger, that syllabus is weak. And all gone are those days. Now every state government wants the students to study well and compete in the entrance exams. So there's no thing like that syllabus is weak and this syllabus is hard. You can forget those ideas of yesteryears. Now every syllabus is, as I told you, every syllabus is tough. You have to work out. So when you work out, first of all, is actually, as I told you, you must start from the basic. So if you want to go to the fifth floor, it's necessary to climb from the first floor to the fifth floor. Nobody is like a Superman to straightly go to the fifth floor. So you have to learn step by step, especially in mathematics. Many, when they clarify doubts also, I have seen when I go for home tuitions like that. Now only we have started this channel newly, online classes. Previously, I was mostly dealing with home tuitions. So as soon as I go, they particularly ask on hard sum. That is straight away they want to go to the fifth floor. Their level is such that they don't know they're not even climbing the first floor. So when I try to explain to them that this sum is quite harder, we have to go little by little. So sometimes they get irritated. They say, tomorrow I must show this sum. The teacher will get angry. Or some of them are very smart. They'll copy from some guide, which is not advisable. In the long run, these kind of guides and all will make you weak. You won't develop your skill when you go for a guide or when you copy from a friend's notebook. That's very common nowadays with students who are weak, students who are afraid. I've seen even bright students, sometime out of laziness or sometime out of what, carelessness, they copy this sum. And from 100 they come to 96, the marks come down. So it's better to work out a sum. So coming to the point again, if a sum is little hard, so at least it's not necessary you must go to the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, because in one day we can't teach all the models. So at least certain basics are there. For example, a sum you ask is little harder sum. There'll be some three formulas. At least what are those formulas you must write in the side and try to explain. But it's always better to go from basic, especially in mathematics or in other science subjects also, physics, chemistry. If the basics are very strong, you can build a bit, just like a building block. It depends upon the foundation. Generally, for a building, they say, even if it's a 100-story building or a 2-story building, whatever it is, the foundation should be strong. More the foundation is strong, more you find a building more stable. So in mathematics or science subject like physics and chemistry, actually uh, we have to be strong with the foundation. For example, from a teaching experience, I can tell you a lot of things. A fundamental formula, a plus b the whole square, that many will say a square plus b square plus 2ab, because everything is plus. And if I were to tell one thing, not only fractions or decimals, some are afraid when they see some negative minus means, many get upset. Many have a fear for minus. That is also I have seen. So as I telling an example, now a plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. When everything is plus, they enjoy. The next formula is akin to it, similar to it. A minus b the whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Out of 10 students, around 50% of them in the long run, after coming to 12th, why in fact even in engineering college, some of them are suffering, because many mug up the sums. That's not a good way of learning it. A minus b the whole square, only that a square plus b square. So when they see the minus, they get little frightened. They put a square minus b square and plus 2ab like that, change the signs. Sometimes what happens, it's very hard to remove wrong things. If you don't know a concept, it is easy to teach. This I'm telling from a teaching experience. If you don't know a maths, certain concept, certain methods, we can teach it. If you learned wrong things, if wrong things goes in your mind, it's very hard to remove it. Wrong things are bad things when it goes to the human mind. Generally, it's hard to remove it. So many the problem with the students from my experience is they have learned on wrong formula that they're thorough. So it's very hard to bring the correct formula unless until they do again and again. And when they do again and again, sometimes they get the wrong formula and they curse themselves. Oh, this formula is coming, so I won't get maths. This formula will only come to me. This is not practically like that. Nobody is born brilliant or I think what one genius. There may be exception in 1 in 1 lakh or a crore. That's an exception. But everybody has to work out and get it. That's what I've seen in my teaching experience. I know students more having knowledge also not able to do easier sums. Sometimes they make mistake in easier ones. Harder ones they'll do it. So everybody they have their own weaknesses. There's a proverb which says even the elephant slips. Means elephant has a big legs. Sometimes they say that elephant slips, meaning elephant also will fall down with rocks sometimes. It falls in a pit or a well. It's very common we see in newspaper. The meaning is even if a very genius, very smart, there's a chance of slipping. Even as a master, I made mistake. I can tell you a lot of examples. Sometimes in a simple sum, that x and y answers I get different. When I check the answer will be correct. But sometimes when I check the method very wrong, suddenly it's very hard to find out. So the best method is when you get something wrong, it's better to do fresh. It's very hard to find out where you went on a mistake. So when you do some mistake, you don't get the answer. Once you can check it. Don't check 2 times or 3 times. You can't find out sometimes. Again. So in a panic, you can't find out. Just like keeping a key and checking. Sometimes the key will be kept in a known place, but we check here and there in a panic. I've seen persons keeping the key in the pocket and checking. So it's better to do it again fresh. If it's an exam, you can't do fresh, you won't find much time. In a homework or when you're doing leisurely, if some answer is wrong, you can check one more time. I tell all my students do once again. Even I make a mistake. See, I'm not born genius, I'm not a thing. So what I do is even I also check one more time. So out of 10 sums or 100 sums, one or two, even I make a mistake. It's very common. To err is human, they say. Everybody will make mistake in their life. So when you make a mistake, you should not get dejected or get worried. So these kinds of things you have to note in your career. And generally, this is an adolescent age, means between like 8th and 10th, those standards, there's a kind of environmental fear. Environmental fear in the sense, in my 30 years experience, they do very well in the class, in the tuition. I don't know what happens when they go to the exam hall, they get a panic. Even some numbers, the sum will say 3x. I've seen the papers after they get the marks. Sometimes they get poor marks, they fail, they get minimum marks. They say, we are done well, sir, but the marks won't come. They come and cry. So when you check out the papers, sometimes what they said in the environment or in the class and in the exam hall, many students have a kind of fear. They call it exam fear or environmental fear. They do boldly in a class or in a home or in home tuition. So some itself they copy wrongly. So just like first ball getting clean bowled. So when you see the answer sheet, I'll show them. See, instead of 4x, some starts like 4x plus 5y. They put 3x plus 5y. They would have seen the number 3, the previous sum. So like that, so there's a kind of psychological fear for many students I've seen. They're bright, they're thorough, they understood well, but in the exam they make mistake. And that they call it actually exam fear. So for that only we keep test. When you work out test and we put marks for a test is a practice. In my home tuitions also, I keep compulsory tests. Then only we can find out how the student is. The student will say, I understood the topic thoroughly. Sometimes they give you good certificate, the master teaches well. But once when the mark comes, when the results come, both has to cut a sorry face. The marks will be low. But the student, a boy or girl, will say, he taught me well, I understood the problem, I made a mistake in the exam. I will say she has done well. So only way of overcoming these kind of problems is you must try to keep a test regularly. See, generally in human life, when you go for a get a car license, driving license, you may say, I'm driving a car from a childhood. Childhood sense from my what? From 8th standard. My father had a car, so I used to drive. They won't agree with you. They say, come on, drive and show. Like you think, especially if you go like Gulf countries and all, they have strict driving methods. You put a 8 and show, and drive a strip till like that. So you may say that I have driven a car from a what early ages. My father has taken me in a car, I have driven it. But they won't agree. So test is the one is the main indicator how you are. You may be thorough. You may be you actually got good marks in your first stand. Many say to me, till 6 days to get 100 marks, and suddenly it came down in seventh and eighth. So based on the earlier one, we can't say it. It's a continuing process. Life is a continuing process. So which thing you're free to interact us now. If you have any questions, you can ask it. Don't think that I'm going on giving some advices because many don't like advice. You can also ask doubts or some clarification, some advice, some doubts, some fears you have. You can just type it now. So we are free to give the answers. This being a live chat, so chat becomes more lively when you also, it's a two-way offer. When you also converse with us, you also chat with us. So that's what we want to tell actually. And this chat, you can bring your friends. Some of them I have seen, some cases I have seen. Some students, uh, when the friends do well, they get dejected. They say, "Don't come. That girl or boy will do well. Sir, only he will get 100 marks. Sir. Only he will get 90 marks. He'll understand well. He'll do it faster." It's not like that. There are a lot of examples, and some say that he studied in that big school. That's not like that. We have seen about personalities like Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam studied in ordinary school. He became a great scientist, which you can't imagine. So it's nothing to do with the school or the particular person. That person knowledge only he'll get the knowledge, or he comes from that family background. That parents are educated, they are doctorates, they are scientists. There's no concept like that. It all depends upon you gain a confidence and do it. So if you have any questions, you can ask, you can tell it. So apart from it, we'll be uploading various general videos in this thing. And if you want also home tuitions, you can contact us in the email and we'll tell you the details of the home tuitions, mostly in a particular areas because of the Bangalore traffic. We can't be, for example, we live in like Thomastown, Lingarajpuram area. From here, if you ask from Gengeri, it's very far, or Rajeshwari Nagar, which will take around traveling itself for 1.5 hours. So 3 hours we have to waste for up and down. So only certain particular areas we go for home tuition. So that you can contact with this. It's between 8th to 12th standard. In fact, maths you can call even for higher mathematics. And in maths you can call for engineering or entrance also you can ask thing. And every day I'll be coming at this particular time to maintain a relationship and this chat. So one topic I'll take to discuss. Today I was telling about the simultaneous equation. Tomorrow we'll go to different topic. That's the main thing. So each day I'll talk about one topic. You can also ask any topic. It's just a general discussion. It's just a one-to-one basis. It's not a sum you're doing. You must try to understand or what you must be thorough with the sum. That is only it'll come the thing. It's just a discussion. See, many I've seen algebra they are afraid. They'll say this algebra from a sixth standard, I am allergic to it. Thing. I've seen person in my 30 years experience, tuition experience, they get 90 marks after my teaching. So they used to say, sir, yet I won't go to maths. I'm afraid of maths. I challenged two or three girls and boys stating, if you get above 96 to 100, you continue with maths in 11th or 12th. They'll just hesitate. So I don't want, sir. Maths won't come for me. It's not like that. And finally, what will happen? I've seen students getting 98, 100 and all. 100 needs some tips. 100 getting centum, it needs some tips because everybody can't get centum because more three or four teachers will check it and the chief will countersign it. For example, if you want to get centum, there are a lot of tips. Actually, you have to finish some 15 minutes earlier and you have to go through again. Like that, there are a lot of tips. But getting 100 is not a Herculean task or climbing Himalayas thing. It all depends upon our perseverance and challenging spirit. So you can do it actually. So each day I'll take one topic I'll be talking about. You can also come directly in the live chat and talk with us. And don't forget about the Zoom app where you can join regular. In that we teach, for example, you're in the state syllabus, for example, you're CBSE. Not only CBSE, some figures we give some from ICSE. If you're in ICSE or ISC, we give some from CBSE and state syllabus sums also give. And as you told you, nowadays even state syllabus are quite hard. Every state want this. I mean, students or citizens to be smart and come up and become a scientist or like that because everybody are competing for entrance exam. Nowadays, it's a competitive world. Gone are those days where after certain age they don't study, they go for a job. Nowadays, even a middle class family or lower middle class family, they study well. I've seen a carpenter's son coming first in the class. He used to come for my tuition, and they're very poor parents, but he used to work hard and used to clarify doubt. And sometimes his questions will be so silly, other students will laugh because he's so weak. But I used to encourage him. Others used to laugh, but I used to tell them, you don't bother when some other laugh at you. So you can't come up in life because everybody have their own doubts and weaknesses in a particular field. All won't be thorough in a particular field. For example, if you take in cooking, some will be good in vegetarian things, some will be good in non-vegetarian, some will be good in baking items. It depends. The talents vary. All talents won't be same. That's the main thing. See, everybody drives in the road. It's a two-wheeler, a car driver. So there are some professional drivers. So it depends upon how you take your life. So usually when I drive a car, I've seen many owners parking little haphazard manner. In the gaps and all, they're hard to park. But I've seen some professional drivers when they go to big malls and all. Of course, we give the key to the person there. But some professional drivers, they park so correctly in a gap. It comes by practice. That's why we call them professional drivers. It's not they're born professional drivers, it comes by practice. So everything in life it's practical, not only studies, everything which you have to learn thing. So so apart from this, anything you can ask. And in the case of lower classes, because it will affect, suppose the students from sixth want to ask the doubt, it will I think affect the student of other classes. So so I request between 8th and 12th to come and ask your doubts and think and can do it. And every day, so you can come around 6 o'clock and you can have this chat. It's a live chat, you can come and do it. And any doubt, you can think, ask it. And don't have a fear that others will watch you. If you have a doubt, your questions may be silly actually. In fact, 2 days back, so in this chat, one fellow being asked whether, based on the word Excel, whether you teach computer. I said, actually, it's given Excel maths. I don't know what he understood. So he asked whether you teach a computer thing. I said, it's only maths. Sorry, he said. So it's not a wrong thing. Because he saw the word Excel, he thought it's something kind of computers. So he asked him. So there's nothing wrong in asking questions. There's nothing, it's a silly question. whether my question, if I type a question or ask a doubt with this, I think others will see it and think it in a different manner. It's not like that. It's how you face the challenge thing. So after a particular time, you yourself will come up. You'll teach others. I have seen cases where they teach others. Many cases, because I got experience of more than 30 years in this field thing actually. Yeah, so you can do it of thing. And students of all states can join. You're from Maharashtra, Punjab, anywhere. Generally, CBC, ICC, and ISC, it's common. State syllabus varies, different states. So it's not that that particular state syllabus is hard. From experience, I can tell you, I can challenge you. Some topics, some state syllabus are hard. Some topics, some state syllabus are not that level, but it varies. For example, uh, if we take what? A lot of things, arithmetic progression. Some states, they have a lot of problems in arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression. There are a lot of things like that in algebra itself. So it depends upon thing what they teach it actually. But generally nowadays things are a little harder. Every state wants students to study hard and get a they come out in flying colors and participate in the entrance and all. So and in this chat you can ask if give this chat details to your friends, well wishers, neighbors. We are happy to speak with everyone. Sometimes they can also ask a doubt that will be useful for you. I've seen persons asking doubts. For example, during a coaching session, sometimes I take one-to-one tuition. Group tuition, in home tuitions, I take two or three maximum. I have seen cases where a doubt asked by this second student will be useful for the first student. That is, there were two students in the class. So another student will be asking a doubt that will be useful for the other student. She might not be bold enough to ask, or in other words, she or he might not be bold enough or particular enough to ask the question in a particular way. So they'll be feeling a little shy or not bold enough. Actually, in home tuitions, I take maths, physics, and chemistry. We are planning even science in future, but we made a start because of this pandemic and this epidemic of coronas everywhere. And nowadays, I think this kind of online classes is getting popular, and we don't know when this kind of pandemic will end. Many say we have to live with it, but I hope it won't happen. It will go soon. But yet, nothing wrong in having an online tuition, and you can join it. If you want, you can. Some people they join for a particular topic. They join in some other classes, or they go for a group tuition. They call me for one-to-one. I remember a student calling me for a topic called probability. And like that, there are particular topics which they feel hard. That also you can come. There's no thing that you must ask only all the syllabus. Some of them are weak in a particular topic. So for a particular month, you can take that one. And that you can come for home tuitions or this kind of online classes. And also entrance, you can come and like what government exams dealing with maths, engineering, higher mathematics also you can ask. Maths, physics, chemistry, you can till 12th thing is there. But in online, we deal only with mathematics. We are planning for science future thing. So hope my talk gave you good confidence. Anything about my speech, you can also give me some suggestions. Because I'm not an orator, I'm not a politician. Because generally we believe that politicians they speak well to get votes. Sometimes they're good orators by nature, not necessarily a politician. Everybody. Teaching is a different aspect. Teaching doesn't, I think, come under the concept of oration, speaking well. Teaching should be taught well. That's the main thing. But a good understanding, the good way of making things understand is very important. So hope you understood my talk, my suggestions, my ideas I gave. Please don't forget to actually what your friends and others. If you like it, you can press the like button. And also, tomorrow you can get your doubt. We're happy to look into it. You can subscribe to this channel if you find it useful. And to get notifications, you can press the bell button. Apart from this, it's not necessary you need to ask higher complex sums. Even basic sums you can ask. Even if you're not thorough with the multiplication of signs, there's nothing harm. So this is only a basic class. Any doubts you can ask it. We'll be happy to clarify it. And as I told you, you have to make a start. First, you have to make a step. Generally, they say if you keep one step ahead, two steps will come for you. In that particular field. For example, if you want to learn a guitar, you have to have a challenge and the interest. You must make the first step. So at least you must find out where the guitar class is. Or if you want to learn a driving, you must learn where the driving class is. Of course, if you have your own car also, it's better to learn from a driving class. They'll teach you certain rules and regulations. Like that, you must make a start. So this online classes, short classes, chat classes are meant for making a start. In that Zoom up, we can do regular classes. So you can think. And again, I repeat, if you have any like home tuitions, particular, many like to have one-to-one. I've seen people telling we can't send our daughter outside, or we want a one-to-ones basis because my boy is shy to ask questions. You can tell it, or you can join two students or maximum three. More than three, if you keep a class, it'll become, I mean, three it'll become big class. So you can have one-to-one in a home tuition or maximum two or three. These details you can come to the email. We'll give you details. And as I told you, every day at 6 o'clock will be here, 6 to 7. If somebody is there, if some necessity, we'll prolong till 7:30. And also you can ask your homework, but don't try to copy it. For example, suddenly when you go for this kind of home tuitions, they say, sir, there are some 10 sums to do tomorrow. Some teachers are wrong that they should not give like that. Some of them give two or three sums for practice. Some of them say do 15 sums and come tomorrow or finish that exercise. That's very common. I don't know why they give like that. That's why some students get irritated. So they go for a guide, they buy a guide and copy and what they do it. Which that 15 sums they can't learn at all. So you can ask some sums from the homework, we'll teach it. Others which you know you can practice it. And also watch in class. That is very important. This point you please everybody note down, those who are listening. We may go for a private tuition. He may be best tutor. He may be best in the city or the town. Or you may have your parents teaching you. That's nothing wrong. That's good. But watch in the class. Class is very important. That's fundamental. Many what they do, they don't watch in the class. They say, I got a home tuitions, I got a tutor. My mother will teach, my brother will teach. There's nothing wrong. You can learn from anything, but please watch in the class. That's basic. Okay, that's a good habit also. So once you develop that habit of watching in the class, around 100 students, nowadays almost all of them go for classes. I still remember I was called for a tuition. She was the daughter of a surgeon. So I asked her, how much you're getting in mathematics? The mother was telling, she used to get minimum 98. I was shocked. And I said, why she wants a tuition? And the girl said, all of my friends are having tuition, I want a tuition. So it's like that it became. But so why I'm telling this particular thing is you watch in the class also. Classroom is also very important. Learning from the classroom is very important. Great leaders, I told you about Abdul Kalam, they all watched in the classroom. They didn't have a chance to have a tuition. They are so poor. So hope you love this talk. And any comment also, you can give this talk. Otherwise, whether I should improve my speech also, you can give it. You're free to give it. It's not like what age difference or I'm a master, you're a student. Nothing like that. Gone are those days. Nowadays, students are more smarter than a master. In fact, in this kind of cell phones, when you get it out, or in kind of computers or laptops, I ask the student. They teach better to me. So because I belong to yesteryears, these kind of gadgets, I'm not so thorough. They say, give me, sir, I'll teach you. So everybody has their own field knowledge. So there is no thing like that. What like he's a master, I should not talk to him. You can talk freely, and you can tell your friends tomorrow. Don't forget 6 to 7. You can come. You can press the bell button for any uploads or informations. And also, if you like this channel, you can subscribe, and you can tell your friends, neighbors, and well wishers and others. And and I'll just give 1 minute time. If you want, you can reply it. I'll just wait for you. I just stopped my talk to encourage you to contact me. You can type it out, anything you want. And remember, maths, physics, chemistry are interlinked subjects. Most of the mathematical concepts are applied in physics, trigonometry, probability, algebra, sets. Everything is applied in science actually. So you can think. So in future, we are planning to bring out science also. But in home tuitions, we go for maths, physics, and chemistry. We teach, as I told you, in home tuitions, you can have one-to-one basis or 2 students or 3 students maximum. Regarding the details, you can contact me, contact us the email. We'll give the details, personal details. Otherwise, this live chat is it's a free option. You can come and ask some doubts. If you want a regular basis, if you want to cover the syllabus, if you want a particular topics, if you want to do all the exercise, if you want to keep a test and improve, you can come to it. Zoom app. So these things you keep it in mind. And anything more you can interact. And my name is Samuel. I'm in the field for more than 30 years. My wife is a retired bank employee. So you can do these things. Hope you enjoyed this live chat. Hope it's not boring for you. I don't know. Thing. It's only some advices, some ideas we give how to improve. In fact, day before yesterday, one person came to the live chat and asked me a question. I have to go abroad. How can I go abroad? So it's not connected with the maths and all. But I didn't tell him what's the question. It's out of question. Why you ask this question? But I gave him some advice. He said, I wanted to go abroad. What I should do? I said, go for the medical field. Study in the medical field, either right from a nurse or a doctor or a pharmacist or a radiologist. Medical field is much more wanted in abroad. I gave some advice. It's what I know. Basically, I'm not a medical man. All fields I don't know. Some ideas, some knowledges I got. Everybody has got some ideas based on my age and experience. So I gave some ideas. So anything you can ask. It's not rigid that you must ask only this thing. So you can ask anything, whatever you feel. That's the main thing. So don't forget, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, well wishes, and If you're interested, you can give some comments. You can happy to reply. And any topic, not only maths, in science also can ask. Thing. If you know, I'll let you know. Um, Anything. Generally based on me, any topics you can ask in maths. There's nothing. And in future also, you can come to this live chat and have a talk with us. Probably the first day you may feel shy, you may feel bad. Now we got a rapid. You understood me how I am. So I given you some encouragement or what you call a push to interact. So it should not be a one-side offer. It's better a two-way offer. Generally, one way is not better. One-side traffic itself is not good. So two-way traffic is always better. We get confused if there is what one-way traffic, and then we have to find it where the other road goes. Two-way traffic is more smooth. You can go it, so you can ask it anything question you can ask it. So there are some more time, doing around 10 minutes. I'll give you. So because 6 to 7 we plan to be here. If you want to, we'll sit even till 7:30 or 8 if you have some doubts. But uh, so I think actually I'm happy. Some of them are still sitting and hearing it. So we can do it. And don't forget tomorrow also you can come. Tomorrow you can come with the doubts. Some doubts. Even basic doubts, some not only necessarily mathematics, something about the class, something about the school, some fear you have, something about the environment, something about your house. If it's worth, I'll tell it actually from my experience. I'm an elderly person. I can tell about from my experience. So you can come tomorrow. You can do those things. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And you can watch your videos which were uploaded. Today we have uploaded some 4 models, the simultaneous linear equations. You can watch it. That also you can ask doubts where you can't understand it. And there's a new online channel we started. At home tuitions, you can contact us through email. If it is in Bangalore area, if it is a 5 kilometers area, it's okay. And generally, home tuitions we plan to start from first only because it will be correct. But anyway, you can contact us and I'll give you the details. If you want, you can have some trial classes. Trial classes I've given you in video. If you're still particular, if you want to have a face-to-face trial classes in home tuitions, we can have. Everything's flexible. There's no hard and fast rule. There's no rigidity. So everything's flexible. You can come to it. And this is only a discussion session, one-to-one thing. So we give thing also some counseling, some ideas. So not only we are a teacher, we are a well-wisher of you. We are a well-wisher. In fact, we are a friend. Gone are those days like student and master. When I was working in school, I used to go to movies with my students. So it's actually gone are those days. Okay, don't think the master is different, the student is different. So we used to go to hotels and places of interest. I've gone with a student to a museum. I have taken to this facial museum and showed some physics things to a student. So it's not necessarily it should be a classroom atmosphere. So everything is flexible. You can tell it actually. We give a kind of counseling if you fear anything. Many in home tuitions, many parents tell to me, my son is like this, my daughter is like that. So before the class, even in now I'm a retired person, when I was working in school also, I used to give some counseling. And basically I'm from Chennai. There I worked. Now I'm in Bangalore for more than 6 to 7 years. So, so I do this kind of home tuitions to use my knowledge. So my 30 years experience knowledge. I've been teaching for the past few years. Thing. So you can contact us. Thing. I'm very happy. You waited patiently. Tomorrow you can tell your friends, well wishers and neighbors and ask them to contact. Don't forget to subscribe. or press the bell button for any future uploads. And also you can see the videos that has been given. So I'll give you some 2 minutes time. It's still 5 more minutes to interact. If you have, you can ask some doubts. And if you have some doubt for a particular time, I want this time, I think sometimes you can't come daily. You can tell me one day, you can also be flexible. So you come at 7:30, but daily we can't do it because a particular timing should be useful for all students. Today also, I mean, some students say that till 6 we got a class, 7 you come at 8:30. Some say you come at 9. Like 11th standard, 12th and all, they say we'll finish the homework, you come at 9. So we can't be, I mean, sitting till 5 to 9 or 10, 5 hours is really practically impossible. If it's one day, today, a particular day is no problem. We have to help the students. But regularly, it's not possible. Regularly, we come between this 5 to 6. I'm saying 6 to 7, sorry. 6 to 7, till 7:30 also, it's okay. But after a particular time, it's little impossible. Because many say, we finish the homework, we go for tuitions, we come at 8 o'clock, we finish the tunnel at 8:30, can you come at 9? So these kind of things are it's not practically possible. So both the sides should be what. So you can tell if one particular day you can tell, sir, can you make out that some three friends want to, some four students we want to come at 8:30. But you must give me beforehand information, and don't forget to watch our videos uploaded in simultaneous equation. It will be very useful. Tomorrow also we'll be uploading some more videos. And don't forget our Zoom app channel for regular classes. Home tuitions also you can contact through email. So subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and also tell your friends, neighbors. So if you find any mistakes, you can also tell us. Okay? And doing this, stay safe. Wear the mask as the government says. Keep distance. Wash your hands. And try to be safe. Whatever age you may be, obey the parents, elders, and the government rules. It's nothing harm in being safe. It's not a Herculean task. Simply just wear a mask when you go out, keep a distance, wash your hands when you come inside. These things also you can take care. I think we can meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. We'll close it.